Embrace the inclusive spirit. The Black Box with Catherine McShane. Why is it important to welcome disabled visitors?
I feel that it is very important for the Black Box to welcome disabled visitors because it ensures that we're providing access to all sections of society to high quality, accessible, risk-taking artwork, which I think is very, very important. And as well as that, we shouldn't really be putting up barriers for people to access the arts. It's people's, human right and human joy to experience these things, and I think it's very important that we ensure that everything is equitable and on a level playing field for people to access entertainment and creative practice.
How do you welcome disabled visitors when they arrive?
At the Black Box, we ensure that from the point of purchasing a ticket or visiting us for the first time, that people have as much information as we can provide to give them a really accurate representation of what their experience is going to be when they visit with us. So we have social narrative videos on our website. We make sure that anything that's posted on our website and socials has alt text, and we can provide easy read copies of our programming as well for people. Our staff are also really, really well trained in learning disability awareness and in good night out training, and they really buy into being a part of the Black Box. They care about the audiences that we serve as well. So our staff are really, really good at communicating to our audiences about what it is we do, how we go about it, and any more information that people can find out about us.
How do you feel the venue has improved over time?
So we receive quite a lot of really overwhelmingly good feedback from our audiences, which is so touching to hear all the time. And it really is down to, I suppose, the ethos of the organisation as a whole, but our staff as well, and how they put themselves forward in terms of representing us and what we do. We have been making steady changes over the last decade and more than that to improve the physical accessibility of our venue, but also to make sure that how we present that is accessible in a really equitable way for anybody that wants to visit us. And what we've found is the more accessible that you are and you try and become, and the more you communicate about that, it means that you're going to be getting more visitors who are going to avail of those services and to engage with the performances and the activity that we put on.
How have you benefited from the Inclusive Tourism Awards?
So we have been lucky enough at the Black Box to be in receipt of Inclusive Tourism Awards for the second year in a row, which we're absolutely delighted about, and it really, really speaks to the great work that our community does, and again that really, really positive support that we get from our audiences. With that support, it allows us to provide a more widespread platform in how we can communicate that to future audiences and to people visiting the city for the first time. But as well, it's an extremely, extremely good accolade and pat on the back for us as an organisation to be rewarded for the work that we've been doing. And with that comes a contribution where we have been able to then further purchase items to increase our accessibility further, so it's been fantastic.
Balmoral Hotel with Elaine McMahon. Why is it important to welcome disabled visitors?
More and more people are being diagnosed daily with disabilities, whether or not it's a mental disability, neurodivergent disability, or an actual physical disability that you can see. And it's important to make sure that Belfast is seen as being inclusive because we're trying to be more cosmopolitan, more metropolitan. All the big cities around the world are doing this, so why not us?
How do you support visitors during their stay?
We support visitors during their stay or if they're attending a function, just basically being on hand. So at any point they can ring the reception, at any point they can ask a member of staff if there's anything that they require or need additional to what there is. We make it known on check-in for any of our guests staying that if there's anything that they require, just to give us a call down. Again, on the booking side of it, if we get told that for talk's sake that there's a child with ADHD or autism, we try and place them in a quieter part of the hotel, make things like that there, make it as easy as possible for their routines not to be broken up.
How do you feel the hotel has improved over time?
I feel the hotel, over time we have learnt to improve, just taking on board what people have said through feedback. We've had the Neurodivergent Disco. Prior to that we had Grinch Show at Christmas. Again, it was something that people were asking for, going, why is there not something like this? We've had the ASD Princess shows, we've had the ASD Days, where there was like a mini family rave, and then in the separate room, there was all the sensory stuff. So we're actually listening to what people want.
What benefits have you seen?
we've seen a lot more people coming to us and asking about private functions because members of their family do have neurodivergent abilities or disabilities, where they've asked for a separate room because they know that the crowd in the restaurant, for talk's sake, to celebrate a birthday party won't work. We had a function on Saturday past. There was a member of them that had autism, and for her to have her dinner, she wanted to bring her own plate. That was no problem at all for us. We worked with it.
Grand Opera House with Anya Dolan. Why is it important to welcome disabled visitors?
I believe that people with disabilities should have the same choices and opportunities as everyone else. Here at the Grand Opera House, we consider ourselves to be a theatre for everyone, so not just about making the building accessible, but making sure that our programme of shows are open and accessible. We've been here for 130 years. We celebrated our 130th birthday last year, and we, as the stewards of this building, want to make sure that this building is, ready for the future generations to come and enjoy live entertainment.
How do you consider accessibility within planning and design?
We've celebrated our 130th anniversary last year, so we are built at the end of Queen Victoria's reign, so we're a listed building. But in 2006, the theatre added on a new extension, so we extended our footprint for the first time in our history, and we added on a modern extension to the side of the building, and accessibility was a really important part of that, so not just around improving the accessibility that we have front of house for our customers, but also improving the accessibility facilities that we have back of house for visiting companies. As part of that extension 2006, we ensured there was level access into the building, and we installed a lift into the building as well so that there were access to all floors, and also we improved our number of accessible bathrooms that we have as well. And then in 2020 we did a further refurbishment, a restoration programme of the main auditorium, which hadn't been done in 2006, and as part of that it was about bringing the building up to modern standards. We ensured that there was level access to all of the wheelchair places within the auditorium, and also we added some additional wheelchair places in the upper circle, and we also have a permanent caption table in the upper circle to allow that facility to happen more easily as well.
How have you benefited from the Inclusive Tourism Awards?
Big, huge benefit for us was winning the award at the Inclusive Tourism Awards in 2025, when we received the panel's Outstanding Contribution Award, and that for us was, we were just absolutely delighted with that award because that reflected to us our customers and how much they enjoy coming to the theatre and the positive impact that we have on people who come to avail of shows in the theatre.